Hey everyone, we were about to write for a lot of the productions that exist where we can create better contents for them, replacing spin tags, upgrading the projects across a number of industries, and especially with the DML, claim your position industries as well. But we got sidetracked by something that really proved to be worth the time. So I want to walk you through it because all of you guys who have templates through us, you've seen this in your admin panel if you looked, and you may have wondered, what is that, right? And I've had a couple of people actually ask me, are we doing a video on that? Of course. Here's a video. So if you go into the back end, and here we are, where we have all our pages. First thing I want to do is create this new page, okay, for what I'm going to do. Same as normal. I'm going to give it a name. Limitless Water by Dave's Water Products. Don't need the sidebar yet. I'll do that later. And take a look at that. It fills in the meta description the way we thought, right? Dave's Water Products introduces Limitless Water, an innovative high-performance water filtration system that ensures you get clean, pure water anytime, anywhere. This powerful product is easy to install and use, removes contaminants more efficiently than other conventional systems, and is incredibly cost-effective. Get limitless access to pure, clean water with Dave's Water Products Limitless Water. Here's the thing. This always has been the quality of what we're producing, and we've always had to fact check it and edit it. Problem is, what they're writing about here with the limitless water, they're not really understanding what the product is. The product is a sort of motor that runs in the desert and collects water out of the air moisture. And if you let it run all day, you can even get like 10 gallons out of desert air. Okay? So this is a cool description, but it's not accurate. I'd have to adjust it to make it appropriate, right? So anyway, let me just add it now. I could adjust it. I could just change the wording. But the real point, let me get further into it and you'll see. So we are going to go to article generation. And we are going to generate page content so we can make a page about that product, right? Well, here's where we always sat, okay? We had a title, and this box did not exist. This is new. It's called Backstory. Really cool. I'll tell you in a minute. But let's start by ignoring the backstory. Limitless water, air moisture, and portable. Okay, I'm giving it a clue the way I would normally. And let's give it some subtitles. I don't know if I want fewer or more. I guess right now I'll go for more because I'm not going to be done with this at all. I'm going to refresh this page and put a backstory in. But my point is this. If I were to go, it's got to guess from the title and the supporting couple of keywords here, it's got to guess what we're doing. Okay, water from air. It's getting the idea. Endless moisture, a possibility. My portable water revolution. The science behind limitless water. Is it cost-effective portable water? Going where water is scarce. Hygienic air-based water. Nature-friendly production processes. Unlocking the potential of water. Dave's impact around the world. I love it. So, I could proceed, right? And here it goes. Now, notice this, because this is interesting. It carries across the keywords that we're able to copy going down, for all these different sections, because when they get written, they are independent, right? The API writes a section, and when it goes to write the next section, it has no memory at all of any of the information that came before. So the only information it has is the current information that exists. Whatever it can use for the title, whatever it can use for the keyword. And that's it. So it's trying to guess what we want to write about only by looking at this and whatever the keywords are. So let me copy the keywords down, okay? And then, of course, I can make adjustments to the keyword in each case, right? That makes sense. But still, it has to figure out what Dave's portable water revolution is about when it writes a section. And the only guidance it has is this here. because it remembers nothing that came before. Nothing. It doesn't know any of it. You know what we realized? How often when we write something, it writes interestingly and it could be right, but it's wrong. It writes about how to create eye drops with a device. You're supposed to hold the device against your nose. It'll write about how you put it in your ear. You don't put it in your ear, right? So there are many times when we really, really wish this understood more about the business in general. That's where we came into backstory. I can write anything in there. There's really no limit. It can be 5 paragraphs about my business, say. So let me paste something in so you see what I mean. Look at this. The air fountain taps into a virtually unlimited supply of fresh, crystal clear, healthy water because the device collects moisture from the air, even in the driest deserts of Israel, and transforms it into water. It's an endless reservoir of fresh H2O. By the way, no, I do not have line breaks in here. I intentionally made one big fat paragraph out of a few paragraphs. Do the same, okay? And if you want, yeah, you can drag it down so you can read it better. And you'll discover how to put together your own air fountain system for under $300 in under 30 minutes of your time. Okay? If space is a problem for you, you'll never have to worry again about storing water because you only have to turn on the air fountain and it will make water on demand. It'll make water on demand. Or if you want to store water, all you need to do is leave it on and it will make as much water as you need. And the entire air fountain system weighs under 10 pounds, so you can put it in a backpack and use it whenever you want to create fresh drinking water without having to drag around gallons of water and break your back whenever you go camping. Plus, there's almost no maintenance required. Just put the system outside or even inside, turn it on, and you'll have fresh drinking water in a matter of minutes. Wow! Now, you and I would have to read for a couple of minutes and absorb the information, but the system reads it in a split second and absorbs the information. The backstory is what it reads first. Then it looks at your title and your keywords. And based on the research it did about the topic, it will write extremely well about your title with the keywords. Okay? So I could copy the story. Oh, wow. So I'm copying it for each point because each of these sections does not remember what it wrote up here. It doesn't remember what it wrote. So it has zero memory of any of this backstory in this section, but we got a backstory here it can read. It could be a different backstory. I tested it. I could write about Mickey Mouse and Disneyland in here and Walt Disney being the creator, and it will try to match that with the ideas of the title and the keywords. And that's because it doesn't know what it wrote about up here. Okay? So every section by itself, if you go in and you make tweaks and you say, I don't need to put all this stuff here, the portable water revolution, I don't need to explain everything. I only need to explain a little bit of it. Like, yeah, the air fountain only weighs 10 pounds or weighs under 10 pounds, right? And you can put it in a backpack, use it whatever you want to create without having to back whenever you go camping. Okay, that's all I need for this section. Just that part. Okay, what about the next part? The science behind limitless water, and I got some keywords. Oh, maybe I don't need anything for a backstory. What about the next section? Cost effective? Okay, let's talk cost effective, right? And there you go. I only need the top. See that? So there you go, right? So I can put anything in. I can focus on my company name, my product name, my service name, the phone number, the email, the cost. I can cite how much it costs, how much time it takes. I can do any of this. And by doing this with the backstory concept, then as I'm writing, it does the research for each section before it writes about that section. And you can put a tremendous amount of information in that backstory box. I haven't tested it, but there are not meant to be any limits. So I would assume if you were to put a 4,000 word page in there, then it'll read it and do it. Except, can GPT 3.5 keep track of that much information as it goes to write? I think so, but maybe it can't. Maybe it caps out at around 2,500 words. Do you really need 2,500 words for a section? No. But the backstory is the beauty. It allows us to research what we're going to write about in that section, and then for the next section, research what we're going to write about in that next section. See? So yeah, that works for creating articles. And we expanded it into creating iterations. In other words, have it redo this over and over and over and over and over again for other websites or subdomains, right? And we can still use tokens for the cities, states, franchisees, whatever, and it'll work perfectly. So we can create totally unique pages based on these concepts that are written so well you would believe you wrote it yourself. If you were the owner of the company, you would say, wow, it's writing about my product or service so incredibly well, my company so well, that I feel like I wrote it. It directly describes it. So the backstory is where you put what your company is and what it isn't, what your product does and what it doesn't do, whether you work after hours or emergency or not, whether you're available on the weekends, right? Whether you're a company of 20 people or 2 people, literally you can put everything that relates to the section in the backstory and then write, okay? So there's the beauty there. And we took it all the way as our whole remote control console, so we can use this concept efficiently to create these topics onto all the accident attorney websites we're doing, onto all of the alcohol and drug abuse rehab center work we're doing. Everything we touch, everything you touch in your panels, if you have a panel through us, if you're running one by the month or by the year, you have access to this. It's probably already there if you log in and look. Like I said, we do the updates from outside the system, which do not disrupt your current work, but they add around your current work as tools. So you can go back in and start engaging them whenever you want. So as long as you're on the subscription, monthly or annually with us, your websites get updated and you have all these new insane powers. And this is not a joke. Play with it, and you will find it's as amazing as you want it to be. And it'll write as differently or on track, section by section, as you want. For those of you creating a musical and you have to write different scenes into the scripts, you could actually do it. You could make the backstory about what each scene is like. And then you can put your title and your keywords to guide it to write. You can literally create really interesting outputs. Okay? Just letting you know, this is crazy. It's been around maybe 36 hours now. It's in its infancy, but it's powerful. So as you play with it, I think you'll love it. All right. Just wanted to show you. And for those of you wanting bigger jobs from us, yeah, of course we write always at our best. And this is the new standard for us. Crazy. All right.